What's going on, folks? This is Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Talk, and we got to talk about this Indiana win, 99-3 over the Connecticut Sun in overtime. Was at one point down by 21 points, and Kelsey Mitchell just went ham in the fourth quarter and in overtime. That was one of those performances that will galvanize a team. Depending on how far they go in the playoffs and what they do going here forward, this game will probably be like a linchpin or a pivot point where things turned around or something happened, something clicked. This was one of those games to come down from 21 points and to battle back, tie it up, force them to go into overtime, and then take over in overtime. Now, I still think Stephanie White has trouble drawing up a last-minute play. I don't know. For some reason, if they're trying to draw up a play with less than 10 seconds, it is bad for business. They haven't had too much success. They're not even getting good shots off. But that when you win, you're nitpicking. When you lose, you complain. And right now, we nitpicking. I know they use the buzzwords resilient and things like that. We old school, we used to call it, you got to want it. You got to want it more than the other person. And even when I used to coach football, and you can apply this to any sport, I need you to beat the man in front of you or the woman in front of you. I need you to be better than they are on this play. Not for the whole game, not for the whole quarter. I just need you to beat them on this play. I need you to beat them to the basket, score on them on this play. I need you to defend better on this play. And if you win that play, immediately do it again. You got to stack more good days than bad days, more good plays than bad plays. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. They had a terrible first half. They had a better third quarter. They had a ridiculous fourth quarter. And in overtime, they took over and beat them 15-9. And you really don't even have to get into the box scores, but I'll go over it a little bit. Natasha Howard, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Leah Boston, 14-13 with 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Odyssey Sims with 19 points and 7 assists with 4 rebounds. Anytime your small guards is getting 4 rebounds, that's a bonus. And Kelsey Mitchell, Mitchell, again, 38 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. That's how you play. That's how you make things happen. That's when the team is in trouble, who do you want to have the ball in their hands? Without question, it's Kelsey Mitchell. It's not Sophie Cunningham. We'll talk about her in a minute. It's not Lexi Hall. It's not Aaliyah Boston. It's not Caitlin Clark. You want Kelsey Mitchell with the ball in her hands, period. When Caitlin Clark comes back, finally, if the game is on the line, I want to get the ball to Kelsey Mitchell. Point, period, in the paragraph. Kelsey Mitchell has been clutch. She has gone through her ups and downs. She's gone through her slumps, more than one. And I shouldn't even call it a slump. She's had her good days and her bad days, her good games and her bad games, where the jumpers just weren't hitting. And then you got to take it to the rack. That's what she does. But she finds a way to get it done. Right now, the best thing that they could get from Caitlin Clark, we don't know what her shooting's going to be like, but she can still pass. But we got another Energizer Bunny with Odyssey Sims giving that same energy like Ari McDonald. I can live with 19 points. And when a team comes together like that, after everything that happened, after everything that just happened to Sophie Cunningham, Bria Hartley, some people will call her dirty, and I understand. I use that very hesitantly when people do dirty plays. I thought Marina Mabry was dirty earlier this year. Kelsey Plum kicked that girl in the knee. That was a dirty play. Bria Hartley, she's done some suspect stuff. Do I think that play was dirty? Kinda. That's the way it goes when you play professional sports. I can only give my opinion. I can't prove it. Things like that happen all the time. I look at what Bria Hartley, what happened between her and Sophie Cunningham and Sophie Cunningham going down. I think that's dirty. But at the same time, I didn't think what happened with J.C. Sheldon and Caitlin Clark was dirty. I didn't think she tried to poke her in the eye on purpose. I just don't for whatever reason. But in any case, Sophie is now out of the picture. Your best 3-point shooter is now out of the picture. So now, once again, like it was in the past, it's putting all the weight on Kelsey Mitchell's shoulders. Now, Lexi Hall, you got to step up. You have to take more shots. You have to. I already know Lexi Hall is going to give you that hustle. I know Lexi Hall is going to give you them hustle rebounds, get dirty, get on the floor, get them balls, all of that type of stuff. But when she gets open shots, I need Lexi Hall to start shooting those open shots because I know she can make them. She just don't take a lot of them. But somebody got to make up for that Sophie Cunningham production that's going away. Sophie Cunningham was not as good a defender as Lexi Hall, in my opinion. But Sophie would still give you hustle plays. Sophie would still get some steals, and she was hitting those threes consistently. Somebody's got to make up for that production. Let me be honest with you. I didn't even watch the game. I was at a family function. I was checking my phone. And when I looked at the end of the first quarter, I was like 24-11. This is how we starting? Then I checked it at halftime. And then when I looked it was like late in the third quarter and they were only down by like 12. And I was like, okay, at least they making it respectable. And then you'll probably see one of my tweets. I tuned in like the last 53 seconds. I think that's what it was. Haven't watched the game. Haven't watched any of this game, but tuning in for the last 53 seconds. And then that's when everything went nuts. That's when they found a way to get it done. They found a way to get it done. So proud of this team. Proud of my homegirl, Kelsey Mitchell from Cincinnati, Ohio, Princeton High School. Put your hand over your heart every time you say it. That is how you represent. So let's see if they can play a better first half, keep up the good play in the second half, and see if they can cultivate a dominating win. And let's keep this momentum going as we get closer to the playoffs.